a story, ain't gonna tell you no lie. Tell you a story, ain't gonna tell you no lie. Tell you a story, ain't gonna tell you no lie.
So when Indigenous Business Australia had originally engaged me, we decided to take it back to Jaru country. So this is why we're out here at Caroline Pool. We decided to put together a 2-day workshop that really highlighted a lot of the business expertise that we had within our own community. So there's a lot of knowledgeable women, both in leadership and in business, who were speaking over these 2 days. But also we incorporate a lot of activities as well, and just fun stuff as well. So we had social emotional wellbeing programs being delivered by Yuri Youngie as a local partner to us as well. We had a photographer here taking beautiful business and leadership profile shots of our participants. We had Indigenous business women speaking about their leadership and business journey, so thereby becoming the role models for the other participants here. Last night we had a beautiful Annie Olive night come and play a short little concert for us out here, which was just incredible to see that incredible woman, you know, doing her music out here and being such an inspiration as she is. But basically what we wanted to do is showcase our Aboriginal women. We also had an Indigenous business tent where so many of our East Kimberley women brought their products and showcased those things, and they were for sale this week as well. So just a very practical undertaking of showcasing our women and their work, and also just creating that environment where they're being inspired and they're being encouraged. And sometimes we need, as women who are in our communities taking on big responsibilities and leadership roles, we need time out for ourselves. So we need to take a little bit of a break, come into these beautiful spaces and places, such as this is, and create time of talking and sharing and storytelling, which is at our very heart as Aboriginal people. This is a significant place for Jaru people. It's not only a beautiful place, but it's got the practicality of being a permanent waterhole. So it was a source for people in the past to come here, rest and refresh themselves. And actually one of our elders that had done the Welcome to Country this week was actually born on this very site, and that's Auntie Daisy Howard. So it's been really incredible to have our old people here with us, welcoming us into this place and all of our visitors. And it's just been incredible. It's been an incredible place to have this conference, and women, I think, have just really enjoyed it.
The way I heard the story that I was born here was one of my uncles. We took him down here. Me and my son brought him down here, and he said, just told me out of the blue. I didn't realize it was my country. And he just called me by my bush name, which is Kimberley. And he said, this is your country. And I said to him, yeah, it's Jaru country. And he said, no, it's proper yours. And then I got emotional. And he just said, you were born up there, between that hill and the gum tree. There were 2 gum trees, I remember at that time. But he said, that's where you were born. And after you were born, we had to take you and Mom, your mother, to Old Town and bring me to hospital there, he said. That was his part of the story for here. And ever since, you know, he said that to me, I really felt special place. Caroline School was a special place. I used to bring my kids back here when they were small and have a little, you know, day out here. And the kids loved it. Ever since that, then I always think this was home.
Story ain't gonna tell you no lie. Tell you a story ain't gonna tell you no lie. Tell you a story ain't gonna tell you no lie. Road I've traveled many, many a mile. Tell you a story ain't gonna tell you no lie. Tell you a story ain't gonna tell you no lie. Tell you a story, ain't gonna tell you no lie.
This event had come about because Indigenous Business Australia had contacted me a few months ago to say, could we possibly do something in your region with all the wonderful women that you know there and that you work with? And I proposed to them a 2-day camp down on Jaru country because I'm a descendant of the Jaru people. And so we decided that we would come here, host a 2-day Aboriginal Leaders and Women in Business event to talk about the aspirations, not just of leadership, but of a business of Aboriginal women of this particular region.
Look, you know, in comparison to when I was raised as a young woman here in Halls Creek, we didn't know anything about business. So to have something like this to expose younger women at a very younger age, I think it's amazing because it's a starting point, and it gives someone hope who's actually, you know, living in Halls Creek, who doesn't really know what to do with their life because they haven't been exposed. So this is one platform to expose them to what opportunities are out there for Indigenous women and the level of support that they can access too.
I think a lot of our Aboriginal people have a lot to offer, but it's finding an avenue for that outlet, you know, having that outlet. And I think just listening to some of the conversation here now and hearing about what people are doing has been really, really good, you know. There's a lot of hidden talent there that can be used, you know. So just to be able to encourage women to do that.
Oh, it's fantastic. Just any opportunity to bring Aboriginal women together to celebrate the achievements that we have made and like the goals that we have, and coming together to collectively tackle issues, because I know that it, you know, it hurts our heart, all of the things that happen, and like Annie Tash said today, the statistics for Aboriginal people and the things that are happening, we should be upset about, and we are, and we don't necessarily know what to do about that by ourselves. So having everybody together to know that we're not alone is only a positive thing, and it's fantastic, and it's really exciting to be here on Jaru country.
So business is a fairly new concept or a fairly new area that Aboriginal people are entering into at the moment. And so there's an important need of networking and being able to support one another in those endeavours. So creating opportunities like this, women really value getting together, connecting with one another, and also being inspired by one another. It's really incredibly important that Aboriginal people see other Aboriginal people in a field that they want to go into. So we basically become the role models for our own people, and that's more powerful than anything else.
My business started about 10 years ago, and we started off with civil construction labour hire, and then eventually we moved into machine hire, and now we're doing both machine and labour hire. My future plan is to purchase machine and own it outright. At the moment I'm doing leasing and hiring, dry hiring, and then I wet hire it out.
This camp here, I think it's a great, initiative in bringing Aboriginal women together in the East Kimberley region as a start. I think it's something that will open doors for us to be able to network, to be able to come together collectively, to be able to address issues and to support each other and to learn. There's been really great conversations today, what I've heard, and there's stories that I never heard of. I've been in the industry, in community for a long time, and just being involved to hear other people's stories, I love that. That's just so empowering for us to be a part of and to be able to share those stories, and feel safe. I just think this can only grow. We can't go backwards. I think, we need to go forward, and something that I'd like to come, see out of this is more young people involved. It'd be great to have a side sort of event while the women are coming together, to have a small program on the side for the younger women to come in through this process and understand about business and entrepreneurship, and also looking at leadership roles and how we can support and mentor these young women. So that's something that I'd like to see out of this initiative.
striving and the struggling, screaming and the crying, unpacking my bags.
Don't give up. That's my message. Like, I've had you know, struggles in business, but I haven't given up, and I'm still here 4 years later. I sell a whole wide range of stuff, from clothing right through to furniture, homeware. I'm a lotto agent. Also, we supply clean heat gas. Not only that, I also have three other businesses, which is a fashion design business, a hairdressing business, hair and beauty business, and a little cleaning business as well.
I guess it's more about your passion and your drive and your support to make sure that you understand what you really want. I mean, I haven't really taken that leap yet to fully run my business because I'm still working full time, and to make sure that you totally understand what's involved. You know, like, it's not just something that you can jump into. You need to do your research, you need to have the support, you need to have the understanding of financial management and how to really conduct your business. So there's all these different, I guess, aspects of running a business, and to be able to master that. So just getting the young people to just find out who they are first, what their capabilities and their capacities are, and looking at how they can actually come to these events and to learn, and to be able to jump on to the people who are offering the services and the help and the assistance, and to be, you know, really guided and supported through those processes, and learn from those who actually have succeeded in business.
I think business is a great aspiration. I think I'm hoping that more people will become open to the idea of going into business. So at the moment, we have aspirations. Kimberley Birds has aspirations to partner up with other people to create an Indigenous business incubator, so we can start introducing the idea of business operations to more and more people. It's a fantastic space to be in. There's a lot of pluses and bonuses to being in business. It's challenging, of course, but I think there's so much opportunity, especially right now, for more people to come into this space. And as long as you find the right supports, you find the right mentors, and you get good advice, those are the important ingredients for you to basically head towards empowerment.
So I started my business, Black Tapas, about nearly 2 years ago, and it started as a hobby. I just really wanted to have a practice at doing like a beautiful grazing table for a friend's party, and when I did that, it got a really good feedback from the people who were there, and the lady whose place I did it at said, "Oh, next time we do a function, I'd love you to come and cater for it. Maybe you should get an ABN," and then I sort of started thinking about it, and then someone else asked me to do it, and it just sort of grew. I got just got a few people to do platters and some little picnic boxes and things, and the momentum kind of grew. So I thought, well, maybe I really should look into, other people run businesses, why can't I?
Well, look, I can say that nothing's impossible. Every successful woman starts from the bottom and works her way up. She has strong traits. She's intelligent, she's beautiful, she's determined, she's resilient, she's confident. And I think that really fits the theme for this particular forum for Indigenous women. So I'd like to really encourage all women from around Australia to really aim high, because the sky is the limit. And it's about time that Indigenous women start breaking the glass ceiling. It's a great initiative. It's a platform to bring all the women together in a positive environment. And that's why I didn't hesitate to basically say we would like to work in partnership with Kimberley Jiyigas to support this initiative, because it's actually an initiative that we'd like to support from our perspective, from a social emotional well-being. So although we provide a primary healthcare service, within the primary healthcare service we address the well-being of our clients, and so we thought it would be a great initiative to partner up to be a part of something great that's actually used as a platform to empower Indigenous women and educate Indigenous women on how they can move forward with their journey or whatever they are aspired to do.
I noticed there's a lot of young people that like doing cakes and decorating and stuff, so my response to them is, why don't you turn it into a business? You know, we need more Aboriginal people in business. Whether you do a joint, if someone does nice sandwiches, someone does nice cake, go together and then you get your cake and sandwiches business.
I was working at the school in Kununurra when somebody came there and did some jewellery making with us, showing us how to make jewellery. So it went on from there. I've always liked being creative and doing things, so I looked at it and thought, oh, this is something I would like to do. At that time I was working, but would do that in my part-time, and then I would sometimes go down to Kununurra markets and sell my products there. But in the last few years, because I'd taken sick, I wasn't able to do anything more. It's only just recently that I've started doing it again, doing up the jewellery, making earrings, doing bracelets, painting on wooden bracelets, doing necklaces. And my earrings and stuff have been made using native gum nuts and seeds and that sort of stuff.
Just recently, gone back into consultancy as a consultant. So we've got a company now called Kimberley Cultural Connections Proprietary Limited. And with that business or that company, we're still developing our hiking tours. So we want to do hiking up on country. We want to take people out to understand the land and the landscape, culture, bush tucker, and understand all the different plants and animals. And I really want to open it up to the kids. So these are some, products that we're still trying to develop. But the thing that's keeping me going through my business is the consultancy. So I'm doing consultancy and doing conflict resolution, mediation, negotiation stuff through the consultancy. And community consults with juvenile justice strategy. So we developed that last year in partnership with CALAC. But yeah, just picking up anything in consultancy, just really wanting to facilitate conversations and bring people together and really empower people to be decision makers for the future.
So business is really important. I feel that it's a new space that we need to get into. Across the East Kimberley, we have very high welfare dependency amongst our people. We have our Aboriginal organisations heavily dependent on government services and input. And I think to get away from that state and become empowered in our own rights as entrepreneurs and businesswomen, so whereby we can then create wealth to reinvest back into our communities. So we know for a fact that Aboriginal people will reinvest back into their own communities, back into their own families. And so that's vitally important because a lot of Aboriginal people know exactly what those answers are, the solutions to the problems. And if we can create wealth, we know where to put it back into.
No use to go running or screaming or crying. You've got your challenges and I've got mine. Reach that crossroads in our land far and wide. Reach that crossroads in our land far and wide.
The Nguringas in Business Forum really came about because of the generosity and sponsorship of so many of our partners, and we sincerely thank each and every one of them for making a contribution this important to bring women together and start planting seeds in the importance of business development as a way of being empowered, and we hope that we can conduct more in the future.
Crossroads in our land far and wide. Reach that crossroads in our land far and wide. The road I've traveled with my Lord by my side. Striving and struggling, screaming and crying. I'm packing my bags, I'm leaving this old town today. Striving and struggling, screaming and crying. I'm packing my bag, I'm leaving this old town today. No use to go running or screaming or crying. You got your challenges and I got mine. You got your challenges and I got mine. Your challenge.